Hey everybody, Dan here with Rocket Hunt. Hope your day is going well. Today's video is basically going to be rock cutting. Doing a couple different things here with the rock saw. One is just prepping some rocks to go in the tumbler. Sometimes you get rocks that have a fracture that goes through pretty much the whole rock and stuff. You want to get rid of that fracture, but you don't want it to the tumbler. From what I can understand, to tumble the rock all the way down, trying to get rid of that fracture, and then, basically your rock is gone, or is just hardly anything left. So with those, I'll cut it at the fracture, and then instead of having nothing rock, I'll have two smaller rocks. Other rocks will have kind of like a crevice in them, and from what I understand, is it's tough for other rocks to engage that center portion, and so it doesn't get tumbled. And so you can either have it, get tumbled all the way down, so it wears all the way down to get rid of that crevice, or at the crevice you can chop it right there. Chop it in half, got this piece, got that piece, throw them in a tumbler, should be fine. So that's one thing I'm doing. The other thing is I just wanted to check out some random rocks that I've found either rock hunting in Lake Superior, or just picked up at a shop. I just want to check out to see what the interior looks like, and bring you along with me for that. So we'll soon get the rock saw going, and we'll get to cutting. So we got our first few cuts done. Here's a piece of jasper. That's kind of cool. Another piece, probably just throw away. There's a piece of jasper. You can't really see the cut too well. A random rock that found on Lake Superior. At the end of the video, we'll show these with a little better camera. This is just for the review. And then grab some water. This is this quartz. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot in it. Yeah, just quartzy stuff. I'm going to tumble it anyways, just for fun. Let's try this thing. Okay, not too much. I mean, there's some, when you're looking at it with the naked eye, you see some stuff in there, but not a whole lot. Let's see what this one looks like. This at least has some lines going on. Okay, here we go for round 2. triangle when I from customers. And I look at it, just making sure it got wet. And there's a nice pattern going on there, but still boring. We do not like boring rocks. Boring rocks are boring. Do this one next since I actually peeked at anyways. I think this is the one I actually peeked at. Now that one's cool. I do like the way granite looks. Okay, let's just do it like this. Do this piece first. See, I just like these kinds of rocks. This side. Maybe I will try and face polish a couple of these just to see what happens. Let's do this one and the flip. We can do the break open because of the way the camera is situated, but we can do the flippy flip. I like that green in there. No more green in that one. Let's do this guy next. There we go. It is red. And what do you know, the other side is red too. Go for this guy. Now this one took a long time to cut. Still not guessing it's going to be a whole lot, but oh well. Got little things on the inside. I was not expecting that. I do know what these things are, but they're definitely things. Hey everybody, just thought I'd take some time to highlight some of my favorites here from the rock cutting that we did. And I did lose some footage while it was without sound, so some of the rock cutting and some of the reveals did not make it on the first part of the video. So some of these rocks are going to be new where we didn't actually see them being cut, but of course obviously they were cut, and just thought I'd show some off to you. So I'm going to start off with this guy here. Now some people would think that these are kind of like junk rocks, you know, they decided, oh, it's just the dirt and the mud settling on each other. I don't know, you know, I kind of like them. Here's one side. I kind of like the details in these things. Let's check out the other side real quick. Now I heard these do not tumble well at all because some of the materials inside this rock are going to be softer than the other ones. So it would be getting undercut, as they say. I might try to polish some of these to see if that'll work out because my wife really likes these. So these specific rocks here are from my trip to the north shore of Lake Superior. These will not be making it into the tumbler. But I thought they were cool anyways. So I thought I'd show you some of them. Here's another one. Not too sure what this is exactly. Part of me is wondering if it is like some kind of like agate stuff, but I really don't know. Let's try and get that really close up. It's cool whatever it is. I'm going to try and polish it. Maybe there's enough to work with there to get a small cab. Now this one, I think it has green stuff in it. My wife said it's more slate. she is probably right. As I say, most men, if not all of them, are colorblind to a certain degree. So you ladies who might be out there watching this video, you can tell me, is that green on the lighter parts or is that slate? Here's the other side. Whatever it is, I think it's cool. I got one of these rocks. I forget exactly, what they call this. This is going to be either basalt or some kind of raw light, where it had like those little gas bubble things that got filled up at some point in the past, at least 100 years ago, I'm sure. My wife likes this because it is actually heart-shaped. There's a chance that some of these spots in here might be like little tiny agates. Don't know for sure. You can get close up on some of those. Other side. Almost kind of looks like little galaxies in there or something. Here's a green rock. Now I know this is green for sure. And at a loss for what this is. There's not too many green options as far as I know is in Minnesota. One of the green options for a rock is epidont. So I'm wondering if that's what this is. It's green inside and out. So I just have a few more rocks here to show you. These rocks are going to be going into the tumbler. Only one here is one I found in Lake Superior. This guy right here, that's petrified wood. Found that on a trip out to Oregon, the side of the road out in the middle of nowhere. Saw a bunch of rocks. I'd take a look. And these few here got from a rock shop. So let's start off with this piece of petrified wood. I was hoping for something better with this. It was really underwhelming. But here we go. Pretty much this black with a few grains going through it. Throw it in a tumbler, see what happens. Now this next one right here, this is called a bubblegum agate. Got this from a rock shop in Princeton, Minnesota. This one was not a Boehner, that is for sure. There's some color going on in there. Not really anything for bands though. Let's check out the other side. Forgot what this stuff is called. Like the blues. This next piece is Kambaba Jasper. I believe it's from Madagascar. So it has all these like eyes in it and stuff. Here's the cut part of that one. I probably should make slabs out of this and polish it that way, but I already have another piece of this that I can do that with. So I'm going to try putting this one in the tumbler. And this last one here is a piece of Mary Ellen Jasper. These orange spots are like some kind of organism that lived a long time ago, at least 100 years ago. And this is like some really beautiful stuff. Just an amazing pattern in there. So that is that. The end of the rock cutting adventure. So I'm going to be trying to put out at least one video a week. So if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that, or just watch for them as they come along. I'll probably end up posting Thursday or Friday, something like that. Anyways, take care.